Hey guys, so together with the team of amazing artists, I'm bringing you today a YouTube poll called Baby It's Cold Outside because it's cold outside to, help you get in this Christmas spirit and have a chance to win some prizes just on time to have them under your Christmas tree. So you can make sure that Santa will bring you something nice. All the rules will be in the description box, and each one of us prepared something cool for you, something in the Christmas spirit. I made a lantern with Snippard base. Snippard is one of our sponsors, and they have this amazing MDF base that it's super easy to assemble. I will walk you through it because it looks tricky as it has a lot of parts, but when you start to assemble it, you will see that it's quite easy, and it comes with this amazing light that twinkles, so it looks just like a real candle inside. So I'm starting with tracing some of the elements on the white paper, so then I will have a template to make a window if I need one, because we have some openings here and I still didn't know where I want to go with this project when I started. I really like to go with the flow. So usually I'm starting project just with the general idea. Like with this one, I knew that I want to make something vintage and Christmassy looking to bring this Christmas spirit to my house. So every time when it gets dark, I can light it up and I can feel that Christmas are coming, and they are coming really fast. So, guys, um, I'm card making like a crazy right now. Okay, it's a side note. So I'm starting with the roof part of my lantern, and it's easier to assemble the roof with both walls at the same time. This middle element, it bends really easily, and it will be super easy to pop those little notches into the holes so everything will stick together. Some of the elements on your base, when you get it, you will notice that some of the notches are a little bit longer, so they go through both layers of the base and of the top to make sure that your lantern is nice and sturdy. So either line up your holes perfectly or first assemble your walls into the smaller frame and then pop it on the bigger one like I will do. I mean, first I stick the base directly, the smaller square on the bigger square at once, and then I realized that it would be much easier just to pop it on the walls, so I removed it. Yeah, I have to work quite fast because my glue is fast drying and I am assembling it without any instructions. In the kit you have the instructions how to assemble it, but I find it as a personal challenge just to figure it out at my own, and I love those 3D constructions from Snippart because they always look so amazing, and Marta from Snippart is so genius with all those elements. I have few videos on my channel and I will add them in the tab with those bases that I assembled. But okay, back to the lantern. So first I assemble my main base, the body of the lantern, all the walls together. And now you can see that I didn't line it up perfectly and it didn't want to pop in. So I just removed a smaller square like I told you, and you could see those notches picking out through the base. And then I just pop it on the bigger square and everything marches perfectly. And the same thing is with the top part. You have two extra elements to cover the gap under the roof. I removed those elements. I didn't stick those side panels. I just put them over there to not get lost on my messy desk. I'm sure that you know what I'm talking about with the messy desk. And then I just pop them back in, and I covered everything with the texture paste because, like I told you, I didn't know where I will go with the project, so I wanted to make sure that in case that I want smooth roof, I have a base for that. I end up with not smoothing it completely because you would have to go twice with texture paste. If you want the perfectly smooth roof, apply a texture paste like I'm doing it, wait until it's dry, sand it a little bit and apply it one more time, and then you will have perfectly smooth roofing. I just wanted to smooth it a little bit but still have some textures. So when I will sand it really heavily just to have this MDF exposed. On my lantern I covered with white acrylic paint, and I'm painting it with the brush, and then I'm sponging it with sponge to have some texture. And as a distressing part, I will do watercolor wash on top. You can also do acrylic wash, but I prefer watercolor one because it looks more smooth, more natural, and you can always make it permanent if you spray it with some acrylic varnish. And I love sponge texture, and I'm sponging everything unless I'm using a gesso, because with gesso I don't need an extra grip because gesso will provide it for me. With paint it's a little bit different, it's more slippery, and I want the paint to stay on my project a little bit, the watercolor, so I need a little bit of texture. And remember, if you're painting or covering your base with paper, do not cover those notches because they fit the holes perfectly. That means if you add any bulk on top of them, you'll have a gap on top of your project. You can of course cover it with texture paste, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So if you are covering it with paper, just cut out those elements. If you are covering with paint, just don't paint over them. I painted over them, so then I have to scratch off the excess. And I decided to cover the snowflake with the texture paste, so I used my template with acetate and put the paste over it. For all the other windows, I took the same acetate and I sanded one side of it. It's important to sand just one side, but really heavily, so you cannot see through it. It will help to disguise that the inside of the lantern is not painted, that I went lazy with the project. And I love to use this trick. I don't remember when I saw it first time, I didn't come up with the trick. If you use it, you will see how nice it looks. I put all my windows shiny, not sanded side down, and I went through snippet stencils with glossy gel medium. When gel medium will dry, those elements that you covered with gel medium will be glossy again. So you will have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful contrast between shiny and matte surface on your windows. And it looks just so magical and so beautiful. And it will work not only on the light up projects, it will work with everything, because if you will back it with any kind of paper, you will see the difference in the surface finish. If you have little boo-boo like I did, just wipe everything clean and dry and try again. It's not super hard, but I'm just clumsy. For the decoration part, I used some mid foam casting elements, and they are also sponsor of our blog hub, so I decided to show you a little bit of the Christmas collection. They have metal castings, they are full metal, heavy, nice elements, beautiful finishes. And to assemble my main focal point, I used super glue. You can use gel medium, but I'm not patient enough, and I wanted to have everything ready to go. I didn't have enough super glue to attach the snowflake with 25, like 20 5th of December, Christmas. I didn't have enough glue to attach it to my double frame, but it was enough to attach numbers to snowflake, snowflake to the bigger snowflake, and two frames together. Because if you are not new in my channel and you're starting this hop with this video, first of all, I'm super happy to have you here. I don't say it enough how grateful I am for my subscribers, and I'm really happy to share with you the other girls channels, so check them out because each one of them is truly amazing artist, and each one of us have a different style. So who knows, maybe you will discover the new great thing for yourself. I'm sure that I discovered a few new great things for myself to try really soon. So when my elements are ready to go, I'm coming back to my lantern. It's already dry, and I decided to add some distressing with really high grain sanding paper, with the rough sanding paper. I'm just going to town with that, I'm really hammering this item. I'm removing a lot of paint, but only from the edges, so it will look like it's old and it had been used. It's one of my favorite shabby techniques. And if before painting you will put a little bit of wax on the edges, the paint removal part will be much easier. But I really like the rough look that I have without using a wax. I will link in the icon the tutorial that I used, actually, the wax, so you can see how it looks and how different it can be. But with this one, I just removed the paint and I exposed a clean MDF. So now when I'm applying my watercolor, and I picked Daniel Smith brown shade, I don't remember name, I will put it probably on the screen if I will remember. I waited for the watercolor to be dry, and then I took a wet cloth. It's not soaking wet, it's just slightly damp, and I'm starting to smudge the paint. I'm trying to remove it, but not remove it completely. More you work on your piece, more distress it will look. You will remove less and less paint because your cloth will be more and more dirty, but it surprisingly make the grungy effect and the shabby effect much more real, much more smooth, and I'm just in love with this technique. I'm placing my candle in the candle holder, and I'm adding the windows to my lantern, and you could see the difference between matte and glossy surface on each one of my windows. I'm placing them with gel medium, and then on one of them I'm adding my element, and of course, like I told you, my snowflake didn't stick, so I added a little bit of gel medium, and while I'm waiting for it to dry, I decided to decorate some greenery. I didn't have any holly leaves, I didn't do any Christmas shopping this year, so I used punch outs. I really like leaf punch outs with watercolors. I think that they look so amazing in your artworks, and if you use watercolor paper or nice quality Bristol paper, somehow when you wet it with wet watercolor and then you will dry it heavily with your heat gun until it's completely dry, you will get a really cool effect with your leaves. They will be really stiff, and it will be easy to form them, to bend them, to make them look like the real leaves. I like to massage them a little bit and squeeze them so they will not be those nice flat perfect leaves. They will have some dimension to them, and oh, they just add so much interest into your project. I decided that I need some title to my artwork. First, I thought that I would go without it, but it didn't look right. And you have to admit that with the sentiment, it looks much better. And I just filled the composition with leaves a little bit, and I added few leaves on the top of my lantern as well. Unfortunately, it's you know how the image is cropped, you can't see it, that I actually worked on the top part as well. And now I'm mixing my snow. You can use the texture paste just like it is, but I prefer mine to be more fluffy and a little bit thicker. So I'm adding 3D Flex powder and the sand from Powertex. If you don't have them, no worries, you can use baby powder or cornstarch. Anything that is talc free will work beautifully. You can also mix translucent powder or baby powder with your acrylic paint and have a nice thick paste. I'm scraping off all the mixture that I made on this little glass palette into the plastic bag, and I'm just using it like the icing cone. When you make a Christmas cookies, you can put your icing into little baggies, and when you cut out the corner, you are able to spread your icing. And that's how I'm adding my snow. I will still play a little bit with the snow after I will add glitter on top to make it sparkly, 'cause you know that I love glitter and Christmas projects need a lot of glitter. So I will just smoosh it a little bit. It looks so nice if you will apply glitter. Now it will be like super sparkly and maybe a little bit over the top for some people. So just take your spatula and smash the snow. Just tap it so it will look more natural, and you can spread it a little bit more. And when I'm happy with my snow, I'm adding my red berries. I didn't add them before because I was afraid that they will bleed into my snow and they will make it pink. And you know, we don't like the yellow snow, we don't like pink snow, and we don't like colored snow. Snow should be stark in white to stand out on the project. Okay, so I added berries, and basically we are done. I will take you for the close-up, and that's it for today. Thank you so much. I hope that you like it and that you get inspired. I have a lot of photos at the end of the video, and remember to check out the description box. Right now you can see how nice the twinkle with the lights is. I'm trying to show you how it looks like the real candle when the flame is just blinking. So yeah, that's my project for today. Don't forget to check out the description box for really nice prizes and for the blog hub. And I hope that you enjoy it. And I enjoyed to making this project very much. And I hope to see you soon. In case that I will not post any more videos, just check out my Facebook. I will stream a lot before Christmas because I have a lot of Christmassy projects to make, and I thought that I will just, instead of making Advent on my channel, I will make the live meetings because I like to chit chat with you guys. Okay, that's it for today. Enjoy, guys. Check out the description box and see you later. Bye.